Hello, All Access Star Tribe. I am so grateful you're here. I'm so happy to be here. And of course, as you know, this is my favorite time of the week to record the Tarot and the Stars astrology update and tarot reading. Yesterday was kind of weird, wasn't it? With Facebook down and Instagram down and WhatsApp down, and all of the technology has pretty much run amok during these times. And I don't know about you, but when things like this happen, I just feel so grateful that I know that Mercury is retrograde and that communication is going to be not as smooth as it normally is, and then to be able to navigate that with the consciousness that the planets are making literal changes and shifts to what's happening on this planet. And we have the opportunity to turn inward and make the changes within ourselves that we need in order to navigate smoothly through that. This week might also already be a little bit challenging, and especially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday might be a little bit challenging. And that's because on this new moon, which is Wednesday, and the new moon is in Libra. So the sun is in Libra, the sun and the moon are going to be conjunct. So the sky is super dark right now. We are feeling in the dark. It's okay if you're feeling out of it. It's okay if you're feeling stuck. It is okay if you're feeling confused. It is okay if you're feeling depleted. It is okay if you don't know which direction to go. It is okay if you've lost motivation. It's all going to be okay, and it will all shift. So right now the moon is dark. When the moon is dark, we kind of go into our own form of going into the dark. We're going into the unknown. We're going into a more quiet space that is not masculine, and it is not a comfortable part of the patriarchal society with the Gregorian calendar that we were programmed to live into. So when we do feel out of it, off, or tired, the ego and the inner critic might be saying, "What is wrong with you?" I have that on a loop in my brain right now. Whenever I think a certain way or I don't want to do something, it's like, what is wrong with you right now? And guess what? Nothing is wrong with me and nothing is wrong with you. We're just entering a dark moon. And before I was explaining why this is all happening, it is a dark moon going into a new moon. So we're going into this very new beginning, which is going to bring up things to be released so that we have space for this new beginning. But also the planet Mars, which is the warrior planet, the planet of aggression, the planet of I have something to fight for, the planet of this is what I want, the planet of disputes or confrontations or inner restlessness, is conjunct the sun and the moon. So we have a new moon with Mars on that same new moon, which creates a stellium, three planets together within 10 degrees. But all of these planets are like a half a degree of each other when the moon is exact. So it's so close. And the energy of Mars, which again is this warrior part of us and the warrior part of the society, the conflict will come up during this time, and there will be some sort of conflict that has to come up in order to come into our consciousness, in order to be resolved during this week. Libra is the sign of partnerships. It is also the sign of legalities. It's also the sign of financial legalities. Your coworkers, it could be romantic partner, it could be your collaborators, people in your house. Libra is the you versus the other. It doesn't have to be versus, but it certainly can be. Aries is the polarity of Libra. So we are going to see the theme with Mars on it, with the planet of the warrior, with the planet of I need to create conflict in order to get this certain thing resolved. We are going to experience what we need, what do I need versus what do you need, and there might be some things that are out of balance while we seek the center and while we figure out a compassionate and loving resolve. And it might not be easy. So for some of us, there's going to be challenges that come up, um, and there could be surprises that come up. Last week, so we've been in retrograde territory for 3 weeks with the shadow period and Mercury going into retrograde. We've been in this retrograde thing. And with Mercury retrograde, there can definitely be hiccups in technology, like what we saw on Monday with Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp being down. There can also be technological hiccups in, I'm trying to order this thing, but it's not working. It can also be surprises or like uh unexpected things happening that you did not plan for. So last week I was talking to my mom, and she is getting shoulder surgery, and she had planned to get her shoulder surgery, it's surprisingly hard to say, on October 23rd. So I bought a ticket to Florida for October 23rd, and I bought a week at an Airbnb for October 23rd. And I was ready and raring to go. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go help my mom October 23rd. I just invested about $1,500 in just getting there to support her. And I felt really good about that. And she calls me the very next day and she says, "Oh, I changed my surgery date. Now it's October 13th." And I'm like, "Oh my God, heartbreak, plan change, plot twist, Mercury retrograde, all up in my face. What is going on? What am I going to do?" I open my Airbnb app. It says no date changes and no cancellations. So, oh my gosh, I lost $1,000. Let's see if I can get my plane ticket back. He couldn't get the plane ticket back. It just, the whole thing was a mess. And I spent pretty much the entire day on the phone trying to right what felt wrong. It felt unfair, this plot twist that felt so unfair. And I was, you know, distraught about it. And I realized, this is the grist for the mill. This is the spiritual work. I have to accept this. I have to release. And at the end of the day, I ended up connecting to the Airbnb company, and they allowed me to change the date because I was able to get them on the phone. I'd been calling them all day. It wasn't until I just let it go that it all worked out. I had to be like, all right, I accept this. This is terrible, but I have to let it go. And it all ended up working out. So now I'll be going to Florida on October 10th or 11th rather, and I will be there for that week. So you'll be seeing me in Florida, and everything worked out in the end. So I tell you this story because there will be plot twists for the rest of the month, I would like to say. But the really spectacular news is that after we have this new moon, which might feel a little dark, might feel a little uncomfortable, might feel like a block, things are going to start to shift. The energy will totally open up and shift. The first thing that is happening is that Pluto, on the day of the new moon, Pluto is the planet of death, rebirth, resurrection, transformation, clearing. On the day of the new moon, Pluto is going direct. It is going to be square the new moon when it goes direct. And so that will create some discomfort. And I'm sure that if you're already feeling discomfort, or you've got the inner critic or like frustrating dark stuff coming up for you, that is Pluto, my friends. Pluto is going to rehash the stuff that you probably don't want to look at, but it is going direct and it is clearing out. So if there's anything that's coming up for you that you want to just toss out the window, write it down and burn it either today or tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, as Pluto goes direct, because Pluto is a really transformative energy, and it makes this new moon a little intense, deeper than a normal Libra new moon would be, but it also creates incredible transformation. There's also, once Pluto goes direct, Saturn will also go direct on the 10th. And Saturn is this planet of responsibility. It can make us feel restricted, and it can make us feel like we're maybe not doing enough. So there's forward motion in the middle of the month. Though the beginning of the month is a little bit challenging, and that's okay. We're going to be okay because we're going to have forward motion. And it might not happen immediately. Like, don't be like, on October 10th, everything will be fine. It's not quite such smooth sailing. The astrology is um, it is the astrology of an awakening planet. That's all that is happening right now. There are so many squares, and um, Pluto and Saturn are such a huge theme during 2020, 2021. If you can remember the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction that opened up the gates of the age of Aquarius, and all these awakening agencies for this time, where we are really being called to stand in our power and not rely on the outside sources, Facebook, Instagram, the government, the authority, and not rely on all that to be secure within ourselves. So this is all about our awakening, and the struggles that we experience are waking us up, making us more resilient, making us stronger. And it is a beautiful thing. So just know that there are major shifts taking place, and there might be some awareness around, consciousness around what is wanting to change in your life. And you'll have the opportunity to write that down and start to really put that intention into the cosmos on Wednesday night at 7 to 9 p.m. when we have our Libra new moon and Mars conjunct the moon and the sun workshop. So again, that's on Wednesday, and something will start to come up for you. This is what I need to focus on. This is what I need to change. It could be in your relationships, your collaborations, how you serve the world, all Libra and seventh house focuses and themes. So it is a good thing. And then the other piece here is the importance of community with all this Libra energy, the collaborative energy, the other people in your life, and noticing how there are people in your life that are really supporting you and that really do have your back, and coming together with these other people in your life that make you feel good, make you feel more like yourself, make you feel more in your power, help you grow, is the medicine of this moment. So it makes me so excited that we're going to all meet on Wednesday and be that medicine for each other, where just you showing up is someone else's saving grace, whether or not you're conscious of it. Okay, so I've got cards. Let's do a poll, see what is being released this week, what's coming in, and what we can look forward to learn in the next couple of weeks as we move into the waxing moon. Okay, so first thing that jumps out is the Two of Swords. Take a look at that sweet little mama right there. Okay, hold on one moment. Okay, so what is being released? What is here for us to learn in this moment, and what is coming in? So first, I'm going to start with this Two of Swords. So the Swords suit is about the mind. It is Mercury in astrology, Swords, Mercury. And in this picture, there is a blindfolded young lady, and we've got crows harassing her. I would like to say that they are harassing her. They are clearly like caw, caw at her head, cawing and making a whole bunch of noise, confusing her, not allowing her. She doesn't feel like she can see. She doesn't feel like she knows where she's going. She doesn't even know where the voices are freaking coming from. And this is definitely part of the astrology that's taking place where it's like, I don't even know where I am right now. I don't even know what to do. This is so um restricting. I feel so stuck here. But the card comes in reverse. So that energy is being released and it's leaving us, and we don't have to focus on it too much. In fact, we never have to focus on when there's mental chatter and when the inner critic is on. We have the power to shift our focus, and we have the power to be in control of our mindset. But we just have to take the actions to get there. So, what are some actions to turn off that inner critic that you do? I'm curious. For me, I have to use music. I have to use music and I have to use movement to reset my body, because when you're in your head, you are not connected to your body. So if you find yourself in your head, how do you get back into your body? Do you put on music and dance? Can you just do 1 minute, 60 seconds of moving the energy between your hands? Can you close your eyes and drop into your body, or just put your bare feet on the earth? We got to reconnect the head onto the body so that we are not just little mind balloons floating around in space. Okay, beautiful. The things that we want to be creating, manifesting, or growing, or the things that we want to be fixing and resolving, anything that feels in discord with you. For example, say I had desires to hold a workshop on Sunday. Just, I'm making this up. I do have a workshop on Saturday, but let's say I hold a workshop on Sunday and I just find out today, okay, it's going to rain on Sunday. I have to cancel this workshop outside. It's not going to happen. Not being defeated by the things that don't seem like they're working out. For all that I know, in 2 days, the sun could come out and Sunday's actually going to be fine. We don't freaking know what's going on with the weather, especially in New England. It is always changing. So, things that you have been putting energy into that seem like they're not flourishing, or seem like they're not working out, or seem like maybe they were a bad idea, or seem like the universe is not supporting you, the truth is it's not the time to really move forward on those things or push those things. And it may also not be the time to throw them in the bucket. This is a time, while we wait in our beautiful heart-centered patience and love for ourselves, we have to wait for some of the moving pieces that are happening in the external world to adjust and shift before they settle in. When you've got all of these planets in retrogrades, imagine that everything on the outside is being shifted and everything on the inside is also being shifted, but we can't quite see what is happening, right? The Two of Swords, we're a little bit blindfolded to really being understanding of what is happening. I read somewhere that we can only use 10% of our brain and we can only see 10% of what's happening in the world. If we opened up our possibilities of vision, we would be seeing like weird shapes and lights and a grid and dead people and your ancestors. There's only so much that we can see on this earth plane, and we have to be in a place of acceptance around things that we can't quite see right now, things that we want to be finished but are not. We have to really learn to sit in the sift while things change around us. It's very much like surfing, and you can't force the wave to come. You have to just be present with what is and be in a radical state of acceptance. This is a time for self love, major, major self love. Bring in the nurturing energy, the feminine energy. As we go into the dark moon, the new moon, the Queen of Pentacles is our queen of the earth. And she is the queen that reminds us to know our worth and to not give up on ourselves, to not give up on our dreams, to not give up on our desires, and especially to not give up on taking care of ourselves. As things change, it can get easy to fall into patterns that make us feel comfortable, like watching tons of TV, or maybe for myself, for example, drinking a little too much coffee in the morning. And maybe you have something that keeps you comfortable, makes you feel good, but takes you away from being present with the world around you and being present with yourself. I'm not telling you not to drink coffee. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. For some people, coffee is magic. For me, it is, but I know that it's like a slippery slope into, I wake up and, oh my God, I need a coffee. I don't want to get there. I don't want to be attached to the thing. So, Queen of Pentacles is, how do you get in your body? How do you slow your roll down? How do you bring Mother Mary and Mother Teresa kind of compassion towards yourself and whatever it is that you're experiencing during this time? And Queen of Pentacles is very comfortable in her body and very comfortable being her authentic self. She's a queen. She doesn't have to prove herself to anybody, and she is um she's proud of herself, and she approves of herself and her choices. Really loving ourselves during this time is very important. So here's what's coming in: the Four of Wands, party time. We got two girls, community coming together, festival, music, party, celebration. So there will be something, and it's so funny because this is the astrology. Planets are moving direct. When the planets move direct, the energy will shift. That's what's in our future. When everything is forward moving, we're not so confused and we're not so back and forth on what we desire. We won't be so burnt out. It's okay if you're tired right now. Rest. You're being called to rest if that is what you're feeling in your body. So Four of Wands is an awesome, epic omen for what is coming in the future and towards the end of October, where things will start to move direct. Things will be a little more clear, and we can be really in tune with what we want to create and grow as the moon waxes. And we'll have a really badass party on the full moon in 2 weeks. We don't have to worry about that right now, but we're dancing between Aries and Libra. What I want versus what you want, what is good for me versus what is good for you, and how can we collaborate and come into a coherent state together to find peace in our hearts, openness in our minds, and love all around us that we can bring to ourselves and then to the community around us. So thank you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. I am so grateful for you for showing up and just showing up, being present in this recording and listening. And I'm so grateful to have this community, especially when things are changing so drastically. What a saving grace to have a stable place to land. So I'll see you Wednesday at 7 p.m. if you can make it live. If not, totally fine. You will get the recording. Mwah. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Keep it sexy.